Hello, everyone! Welcome once again to the COGG monthly Let's Play. I am your host, Caleb Eno, and this is my compatriot,
Wesley Adams.
Wesley Adams! Wesley Adams, everyone.
Hello, guys. Good to see everybody. It's been a while since I've been in one of these myself, but very excited to be here, especially with Caleb and the game that we're playing today.
Yeah, and totally props to you, Wes, because this was your idea. And so
Yeah.
I was just like, well, you were poking me like, so we doing Let's Play this month? I'm like, yeah, we're doing Let's Play this month, but I don't have any ideas. He's like, oh, what, you could play like The Room or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love The Room. We were just talking. Go ahead.
I was going to say not to be confused with the movie The Room, which is
right,
very goofy.
Right. The Room seems to be a thing that could produce multiple results, for sure.
Yes.
But yes, in this particular case, it is the series of games called the Room 1, 2, 3. Though is 3 called Old Sins and then 4? I looked this up. I looked this up last night, but I'm forgetting now.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a great series. Yeah, anyway, I actually have played all of them on my Android phone. That's where I first discovered them and encountered them. And for someone like me who's just absolutely in love with the game Myst, it exactly hits for me that sweet spot. Because it's got like, it's all of the interesting puzzles and the intricacies, and then it's got that like kind of slightly creepy vibe. This is a little bit more creepy than like Myst is, but it's a good time. I love the game. I love the mechanics. I love the puzzle design. It's just utterly fascinating. Really excited to get into it. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I had first played it, and totally forgot about it, but they did a Humble Bundle way back then when I was first
Oh,
doing a lot of Humble Bundles, and they had it on the phone, which when I saw it on the phone, it was surprisingly pretty realistic.
yeah.
Which is what threw me for a loop. 'Cause I was like, man, you can have games like this on your phone?
Right.
That's really
Right.
cool. So yeah, there's one, two, three, and then the fourth one is, as you said, called wait, that's Old Sins.
Yes.
And then
Which
there's
was
a
a
VR one.
prequel episode, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yes. And then the VR one is a Dark Matter.
Okay,
Um,
so it actually might be a new story entirely.
yeah, that
Interesting.
one was 2020.
Yeah,
So
just thinking about how this game was designed. When you were mentioning that they had a VR version of this coming up, I'm like, this is an amazingly ideal game style to build in VR. Like that's just a really cool idea. Um, but yeah, so this was originally launched so it's developed by Fireproof Games. I believe
yes.
it's like published by Team 17, I think. But
Yes.
it was developed in Unity. So once again, great games are made in Unity. Also, in many other engines. So the tool that is best is the tool right? So
Mhm.
yeah, Unity, great looking game. All of them are really. They have a very similar aesthetic vibe. And was originally released on iOS. They brought it to Android and then PC, and recently, I believe, it was ported to Switch, which is
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. So September 20. Oh my gosh, it's almost 10 years old, Wes.
I know.
No, wait, hold on. It is. It is 10 years old. Not
It is.
almost.
Yeah.
It is. It is more than 10 years old. Oh boy. So I remember I share a similar thought to what you had about like, whoa, like phone games can look like this. But what I remember specifically, this is how I ran into it, was that I have, not had a great relationship with a lot of mobile games because a lot of them are just like pay to play and like all of that,
Mhm.
the free to play model and all of that. And I remember specifically looking for, can I find a game that I can play on my phone that is a one-time purchase and then it's done. And not like a Minecraft port or something like that where it's like you have like the weird controls and it doesn't exactly always map. It's not the same as like having a controller in your hand. Something that's actually built for the mobile. And I was taking a look, and this was on the top of the list, Playing the Room. I was like, well, what's this game? This looks really interesting. So I bought it and played it. Loved it. Absolutely. So I'm really excited to share it with all of you. It's got some neat puzzle design. I think it's totally worth taking a look at. But yeah, I guess I missed the introduction. We are from COGG, the Central Ohio Game Developers Group. We are an organization located in Central Ohio. Our passion is to bring together people who love to make video games, play them, of course, too, but specifically like making games, and we share resources and knowledge. We collaborate together, and we encourage one another because making art is hard. It's
Yeah.
a rough ride sometimes. So yeah, coming together as a community to talk about games, to share our games we're making with one another, and just to excel at our craft. So what we're doing here is we take a game every month and we play it. We talk about its overall design, aesthetics, and what kind of makes it click, and hopefully to give you more vocabulary and thoughts and ideas for how to think about your games as you make them.
Yes, and like every month we try to involve the community in these too. So if you ever want to be a part of these streams, or if you have a game idea that you want us to try and play, like let us know. And if you have made a game and you're like, hey, would you like to play our game? Then let us know too, because that's what we're all about. This is kind of
Absolutely.
a breakdown of games kind of showcasing like what works well and what can be improved, and just kind of generally just kind of getting feedback about it and talking about it in a design sense almost. So these are a lot of fun for us. It's kind of like almost our way to take a break from the weeks and months and just have a lot of fun playing something. And we hope you guys enjoy. So
Yeah. I love doing our community editions of the Let's Play where we've got somebody launched a game and we bring them on, we play through their game, we talk about it and have fun. Like I love doing that. It's a really great time. All right. Well, let me switch us over into game mode here. Did that not work? There we go. And push the play button. There it is. Uh-oh. I am not hearing... Oh, why am I not hearing... Oh, that's why. Everybody else was hearing music. I wasn't hearing music. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Is it coming through for you, Wes?
It does. I hear little, bells.
Yes.
Music.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, here's the room. Originally developed for mobile, now brought into full PC mode. Also, it defaulted to it was like in the options menu, it defaulted to like normal graphics, medium graphics, I said. So we got amazing graphics now, like all the way maximum. Yeah, I was considering maybe we just turn off hints, We don't need those.
I wonder if we can turn them on when we're playing, maybe.
We probably can. Actually, what I really should do though is I should leave them on because we want to talk about how the game gives you the option for hints without forcing it down your gullet, which is always great. All right, here we go. New game. Oh, we have a quick tutorial. We always love a good tutorial around here, don't we, Wes?
Yes.
Always love a good tutorial.
No, this is good because one of the things is like its particularities and like how to interact with something is both an interesting approach to how to solve a puzzle because you have to kind of observe it. It's almost like, think of it like a toy box. Right?
Absolutely.
A lot of these things are kind of toy boxes. So it's important that we understand how to interact with it because we're going to be doing a lot of this in the game.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I don't remember this tutorial being particularly heavy-handed, which is good. So I think the thing that I immediately want to call out, because this has been my experience playing through all 4 of these games, the lighting. They actually do a pretty good job with the lighting in a lot of them. But so here's the thing that I run into with this game. So it is basically a escape room, right? I mean, it's more or less a lot of the similar kind of mechanics. You look for hidden clues, you find objects. Those objects allow you to unlock new pieces and move forward. But instead of being like a escape room, you're trying to get into something. Well, I guess some escape rooms probably are trying to get into something. So it's a very escape roomy vibe, right? But the thing is that if you look at these environments, you're always in a space that's more than just the thing in the middle of the room. So you look around, there's like books on the ground, there's a table over there, there's this window cool thing over there, and I always want to like go explore, because that's what you do in an escape room environment, right? You just like look at every corner of everything. But they only have a certain number of things that are actually interactable. And so there is an element of like, okay, what is actually important here? And this is a really good example of them doing it really well. There are a couple rooms, I think, where it's not as clear what the important things are. This one's really good because you got the box in the middle table. They haven't enabled the zoom in and out feature just yet, which they will eventually. But there's the light is pointed to the box. There's the window light pointed to the box. Your rotation is entirely gravitated towards the box. It's just a nice focus. You don't have to have any questions or miscommunication about what is actually important in this particular scene. So that's always really good.
Right. Yeah. And I remember playing games back in the old days like Albino Black Sheep or Newgrounds where they had escape rooms and you had to kind of click on different parts of the scene. It's all flash based back then.
Oh, of course.
And yeah, they can be pretty confusing if like you've got 12 different places to go to, but that's where I think this kind of excels. I mean, to each its own in terms of how you like it, but
Right.
I feel like a lot of these, especially in the beginning, are a progressive pattern of like kind of figuring out just
Yes.
enough to know like I don't know what to do next, but not too little that you're like totally stumped.
Yeah.
So that's a
Yeah.
careful balance in puzzle games that's really hard to do at times.
Now, again, the fact that I'm a Myst junkie, right? Like I wrote a paper about Myst in grad school. I love Myst so much. I see this book and I just this is they know what they're doing. This is totally inspired
Yeah.
by that Myst linking book style. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's move forward. So we double click on the envelope to get it to open it up, and got a little. You can imagine here. This is originally for a mobile experience, right? So you've got to flick your finger in order to actually do it. Now it's obviously set up for mouse, but all right. So here we go. I shall read it. You came. I knew your curiosity would get the better of you. Please excuse the mess. My housekeeper abandoned me shortly after the rest of the world. The answers you seek are inside this box, along with something else. Something they said could never be built. It is the only one in existence, and it is the key to incomprehensible power. The safe was constructed to keep it from lesser minds. I have every faith in you solving its mysteries. You always were the smart one. With the enclosed key, I gift you one parting favor. Keep this eyepiece with you always. Without it, you are as blind as the rest. The stakes are higher than you could possibly imagine. Signed, A.S. All right, we have acquired our first inventory object. Please, go ahead.
I was just going to say, sometimes what I like to see in some of these that is like the ability to kind of click on letters and words. As my old eyes get older, it's harder to read. But what I do appreciate is, even though stylistically it's kind of cursive-like writing, it's clear enough to read. But it really kind of helps set the tone. I really like that, because that's the whole thing. Is this feels like you're in that room doing these things.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is kind of really the fun part of it.
What I love.
Go ahead.
It's telling me go this way. I'm like, it does not prevent me from going the opposite direction. I love it. All right, here we go. Oh, I'm supposed to line up the keyhole.
Okay. Oh,
oh, look at that. So as you slide it through, it opens up the keyhole. There we go. Grab the key. Nick it in there. I always love because the pieces and parts, especially to the box and other things, are so small. Like they're so tiny, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, there's actually, if I really thought about this, there's no possible way to actually build this. Which is why, like, somebody building a box like this would be really cool. Like, think for instance, what's the Glass Onion, the movie that came out just recently? The whole opening sequences, they have the puzzle box and they're trying to like.
Right.
Oh, the second one, the more recent one that just came out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because the first one was the
Knives Out.
Knives Out. There it is.
Yeah.
LeBlanc.
Sorry, I don't know why I connected those two.
No. But yeah.
Right.
Well, the Glass Onion. So it has the box, and everybody's trying to open it, and that is very, very cool. I know that they totally did smoke and mirrors with that one till they get to it, but you could imagine it being potentially like a real thing, right? Here, if you really think about it too much, they're not actually possible. But that's one of the awesome things about doing it in a game space is you could actually make it feel real and feel realistic and actually do impossible things, which is so cool.
Yeah. Well, and I follow a guy who actually commissions and does puzzle boxes on YouTube.
Oh, that's so cool.
And they're really expensive. Like some of these puzzle boxes are like $5,000. So like being able to make something really cool, like whatever this little trinket thing is obviously a lot less expensive, but you get the experience of it, right?
Exactly.
Which is like important.
You're able to and you're not just, and this is what game designers do all the time, right? Is you're not limited by what is necessarily physically possible. You're only limited by how do you want to craft the experience for the player. And I think that's really cool. Feed me and I shall survive. Give me drink and I shall die. A curious eyepiece. Click the eyepiece. Doesn't do anything. Perhaps something's missing. What does the note say?
What does the note say? Sorry. Feed me and I shall survive. Give me a drink and I shall die. So...
Right click to
Drink.
zoom out.
So, feed and drink, is that like... Feed... I don't know, maybe explore the room a bit, see what's around
yeah,
here.
for sure. Let's explore the room a bit.
Feed
Alright.
me.
So, yeah, we got all kinds of stuff that we could do here. Now, the first thing I'm pretty sure, so you've got symbols for fire, earth, water, and air on the bottom here. There's obviously what is probably a toggle or something there. There's another one here.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, so this is the big thing, right? So you can zoom out and in on various elements. So I can double click to zoom in, and then right click to zoom out.
Can you use the wheel mouse to scroll?
No, I tried that. It doesn't seem to work. Well, so the way it worked on mobile was you would double tap to zoom in on something, and then you'd do the pinch out, or the pinch in to zoom out. I think that was maybe like the tap back from the outside.
Oh, okay, there you go.
So we can, but you couldn't interact with it from like a distance.
Yeah.
So I think this actually might be the hint mechanic that we were toggling on and off in the beginning. So if I click, that showed up when I clicked on the keyhole. So when I click on the keyhole, it says a strange shaped keyhole, and I'm guessing that's probably
not helpful.
Well, it's not helpful, but I'm guessing that actually might be the hints. I know that there's also this button up here and this button up here. I'm pretty sure this might be. Oh, this is the pause menu. Never mind. Of course, that's the pause menu.
yeah.
This is the hint button here, which will show you what to do next.
Gotcha.
So, but we have another slidey slide, and look, it's another strangely shaped keyhole.
It's the Dreamcast key.
Oh, we can actually zoom in. What did it say? I clicked too fast. I don't think that's the answer.
This kind of reminds me of like point and click adventures where like everything is not what you're supposed to do. Might be able to unscrew this. Okay, so we need some sort of screwdriver or something.
Yeah.
Do the books do anything?
Oh, wait. Oh, well, of course. Look. Feed me and I shall survive. Give me a drink and I shall die. We already have the answer, Wes. Do you have it? Have you figured it out?
Feed me. No, I don't know.
It's fire, Wes. It's fire.
Okay.
Because of the 4 elements.
Yes.
Feed the fire.
When I think of four elements, my mind is only thinking about 5th element. The end.
Fair. All right, so we got fire.
Okay, so.
Ooh.
Oh, neat.
We have a peculiar old key. There's lots of peculiar old keys in this game.
Are you able to click on the item to look?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, actually, they're introducing that mechanic right now. So click on the key to examine it. This is a cool thing that they do sometimes. I really appreciate it. Where basically you can actually, they don't, so some games will have where you combine items together, right?
Yeah.
Maybe at some point they do that, but I don't think so. I think what they do instead is they let you zoom in on a particular item, and then you can fiddle with it. Like, for instance, you can rotate this around.
I love this. Again, this is like all linking back to like you got a little toy box and you're playing with little things, or like a dollhouse or something like that. playing around with the little pieces. Ah, okay, yeah. So that's one of them,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you turn it, it's the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So we've got it set up for this one.
That's so cool looking.
Sometimes the item, as soon as you use it, it disappears and goes away, and you don't have access to it anymore. And sometimes, like with this particular key, you have multiple uses out of it. So,
Yeah,
for
it
instance,
says one more.
I think it'll go away after I do this. No, it didn't.
Oh, what's that?
An
An
ornamentally engraved metal plate. The end
Yeah.
looks like it could be used as a wrench. And if we were
Oh,
observant,
yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, that notch looked like that thing.
I love this though. You can come back and look at any object, even if it doesn't have an additional functionality. Like some artists put this together and it looks beautiful, and so you could come and look at it.
It cracks me up because I got really into that type of mechanic in your inventory because of Shenmue. You used to go to toy capsule machines and you would be able to look at all the figures. And I love that. I would like do that for hours looking at every single thing and be like, oh, is there like a secret writing underneath the platform the character's on or something? And
Now notice
really kinda
we
neat.
used that and it disappeared. So that one's gone now.
Oh, yeah.
Now we have a lens.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's important because, like, sometimes what happens is sometimes you see this in older games. You get so many items or so many things to play around with. The player at the end just gets kind of confused, and it almost becomes an unnecessary difficulty in that. Like when you have, like, say 20 items and you're like, I don't know which ones are these. So it's kind of nice, especially for this, because it's kind of supposed to feel feel like you're just kind of progressing step by step.
Sure. Well, yeah, so like that's the other thing is you see there's only 5 inventory spaces, and they very cleverly designed everything so that you never exceed that number, and rarely do you actually hit all 5. So they usually only have 2 or 3 items in your inventory.
Dude, I remember playing Secret of Monkey Island, the second one, and they had so many items and like 5 islands to go to or something crazy like that.
That was a
And I
long
remember
one.
sitting there-
Yeah, you're right.
I was like, oh my god, I don't know what to do.
So this is
really cool.
This is really neat. So this is the lens mechanic, and you'll use this all the time to do basically uber magical things that are actually impossible.
Yeah.
But they always show these like hidden message things littered around, and in this particular case, they reveal the pattern, which you can do to rotate things around and sync them up.
Oh wow.
And of course, they let you open it yourself, which is fun.
That's cool.
It's a box.
It's a puzzle box inside a puzzle box with a safe.
And that is the tutorial. So it introduced
cool.
one of everything that you needed to figure out. And then, yeah. So if you skip the tutorial, then you'll start by looking at, I believe, this little box.
Yeah. If I had to take a guess,
Yeah,
it's
here we
probably
go.
like, because it's been a while, probably that would open up whatever's the safe is. So, I mean, that's the cool thing is like it really gives you like hints and stuff as you go.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a cool like iridescent.
it's really
It feels so without knowing anything about this box, what do you think it's like? Because the last one was kind of a motif about like the lens. Like,
Yeah,
what do you think
yeah.
this motif is? If you had to take a guess, like, well, I mean, do you remember? I'm trying to remember myself, like.
Well, so I know that later games, there's actually this really cool one. Is it is that Old Sins maybe, where there's basically like a model of the
Yeah.
area, and then you are doing these little puzzles on each building, and then you actually go out to
Oh
each
yeah.
building and then do something and then come back. And so you're like
Right.
interacting with the model, which has these impacts with the actual buildings. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know that this particular box is modeling anything
Can
specific.
can I give a guess?
Yeah, sure.
I think I think it's based off of magic or wizardry
Okay.
because
All
there's
right.
like there's a star at the top, I think. And then there's like the iridescent like looking mirror side of the panel.
Yeah, so that is actually, and I don't know that they didn't do a very good job with this in the tutorial. Actually, is
Yeah.
that iridescence means that that's something that you can use the lens on.
Oh, that's right.
That's what
Yeah,
that
I forgot
means.
about that. Yeah, and then there was also hieroglyphics somewhere.
Oh yeah, you see,
Yeah, on the three
you
things.
see stuff like that. I mean, they have all kinds of like weird occult imagery everywhere
Yeah.
throughout. Um,
Yeah, those are always really easy, like uh symbolic symbols you can repeat just
Right.
for
For the
various
most
reasons.
part, a lot of that stuff, like things written in the background, I guess we're not seeing a lot of that here, but yeah,
Yeah.
things like that are not, they don't really have a mechanical purpose, and mostly in the background, they're just kind of like artificial nonsense. It doesn't really have
Yeah.
any, like, there's no actual codes or anything written. I mean, unless there are, but it doesn't appear to be something that you could actually like meaningfully
I
digest.
I love us kind of looking through this, but I would love to see a commentary on this from the developers just to see what their thoughts are and how they do the different designs.
Now, I know because I've played 4 of these games, this is not immediately apparent that this is a thing you can do, but it's actually this
Oh,
texture, the
that's
vertical
cool.
bars, that's a thing to look out for. It's that like texture
Okay.
you find on your mouse wheel, right?
Yeah.
You can actually
That's cool.
got a
You miniature
miniature
telescope.
telescope.
That's cool. It's got that arrow motif.
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of that arrow motif going on. They were using that in the tutorial, actually. You see most of their icons and things were arrows.
Yeah.
What we're looking for is obvious interactables.
Yeah, that's one approach is like you can either try to work at one end and try to keep moving forward, or I mean, yeah, kind of like what I've seen before is just try to see what's out there. I mean,
Yeah.
if you enjoy working on a puzzle, keep going at it, but like
Oh, oh.
just kind of seeing what's all out there. Yeah.
Smells of paraffin.
Offer paraffin. Oh,
It's a
that's like a
wick.
spice, right?
Yeah. Well, no,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's the paraffin is what you use to burn oil lamps, right?
Gotcha. Yeah. So we're gonna burn something maybe.
I think that's interesting too. That I mean, you don't have the sense of like an actual smell, right? You just
Yeah.
that they have to communicate that to you. Let me see here. I'm pretty sure this star. We're gonna come back to this star.
Yeah. Okay, so there's pictures of 4 quadrants with one symbol in each. At least I've seen 2 of them so far. So that one you saw up there, and then there was another one on one of the panels.
I think maybe. Oh, I was thinking maybe we
It says
gotta find
gear.
something for the telescope here, right?
Now, can you use a telescope, or is it just like can you look through it?
I don't think you can look through it
Okay.
willy nilly. I thought maybe it could fit in that slot. Let's see. So I see
Oh, yeah. 2 on the top.
7 at the bottom. So 7. Um. Wait, here we go. No, 6 and
6,
5.
6 on the. Okay.
It's 276. So 5267. No, 5276.
Yeah.
So 5276.
There you
Haha.
go. Yeah, and there's that rigid.
Yep.
That's a switch. Okay. Ooh. I think I know what that is.
It does look a. Oh wait. Yeah. Here we go.
Yep. Oh, maybe
So
it's like a slide reel thing? There's nothing. Okay.
you got to get it working. So it looks
Yeah.
like there's a. Oh, look at that.
Oh, okay. I think I know what that is, right? Because, yeah, I was gonna say that looks like a lighter flick thing. That's cool looking.
That is cool looking. Apparently the contraption is not working still. Ooh.
Oh. Needs something. Maybe a gear?
Key. It needs a key.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
It looks like there's a panel on the left too. Like a
You're
hidden
right. It does see something.
that probably opens.
It does, but I can't open it. There's nothing to...
Yeah, it may open once we solve it.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, is there something on the top of that?
Yeah. Oh, there is. Good eye.
Yeah. There's AS.
February 11th. My research continues at a snail's pace. With these barbaric instruments, I can barely read anything at all. But there is something there. Between earth and fire, between water and air. I cannot see it, but I can sense its presence. Like the shadow of the object without substance, yet betraying the shape and form of what it cast it. It is the final element. Null. Brings meaning to the rest, just as all the numbers of the world are meaningless without their zero. The circle are pretty fools, blinded by their dark arts and their greed. Alchemy is not the pursuit of callow gold, it is the pursuit of this.
I like the ramblings of a chaotic puzzle solver.
Yes.
It's definitely very Myst reminiscent of like
so
the
totally
different
is.
people that you work with. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like to me we got to find that key.
A gear of some kind, right? Can I look at the top of the box?
Oh yeah.
No. Let's
Like it.
let's see here.
So this panel that you're looking at on the right looks kind of like we have to solve several things for that, because that gear is familiar.
That's what it started with. It said there are
Oh, it did. Okay.
there are 3 locks in order to get into the
Yeah.
box.
Okay.
So we've seen that there's these symbols.
Yeah.
There are littered about but I haven't seen anything to input into them. We're still looking for.
Oh.
Ooh, got it.
Ooh. A book.
It's a book. And another symbol. Cover seems very ornate. Oh, this should be easy, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Can I tell you pet peeve of mine in puzzle games?
Tell me.
I hate sliding puzzles. I'm so bad at them.
What? No,
So
okay.
bad.
I gotta tell you my sliding puzzle story.
That one's not bad though.
No, that was fine. But I gotta tell you my slide. So, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker has an island where there is a sliding puzzle problem solving thing, and in order to like, I think maybe there's a piece of heart or something if you solve 3 of them in a row or something like that.
Yeah.
I actually looked up how to do those puzzles, and if I can actually beat them at any size now. I've done huge ones because once you know how to do them, once you know what the pattern is, it's actually not really that hard to do.
Is that was that a like a ice sliding puzzle, or is it like a the ones I'm really bad at are the picture ones. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
where you
talking
have
about?
like a
Where it's like
picture and it's all jumbled up, and you have
yeah,
the one empty spot, and you have to slide
I'm
the blocks. Yeah, I can
I'm so
solve
bad at
those.
those.
It's a
I,
weird thing. I can solve them.
yeah, you have to tell me sometime
I'll
because
show you
like
sometime. Yeah, we'll
yeah.
do it. All right, here we go. February 11th. My research continues. Wait, we've already read that. We've already read that whole
Oh,
thing.
this is the book that we found the writing on. Huh. And there's 7 of them.
But this was a repeat of the same one.
Yeah,
That is kind of
because it's one
interesting.
of 7.
Yeah.
There's a symbol in there too.
Yep.
So it looks like we've got
We got at least
3 of
3.
the yeah,
Oh
we got 3
wait,
of the
wait,
4.
right there. That's them right there. That's the
Yeah,
symbols.
so how do
So
we
twirly gig is top right. Okay.
twirly gig, yes. I thought it was a holy hand grenade.
Oh no, I like that one better. Holy hand grenade. Holy hand grenade in the top right. There's the targeting reticle. Is in the top left.
Yes, targeting reticle.
Okay.
And I
And
think there was one on the left panel somewhere on the mid row.
there it
Yeah,
is.
right there.
Crown.
Yeah.
That was it? Yeah, that's it. So the fourth one we should just be able to rotate until we get
There
it.
you go.
A heavy cast iron key.
Ooh.
Very cool. And then this is our thing that we just got, which I'm sure.
Ah.
Oops. This
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yep. There you go. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, is there audio playing for that? No, it's just...
Trial.
Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. So the center one is locked and you gotta solve the outside. Okay.
Yes. Yep. You can see it's not quite lined up perfectly. Now it is, though. Oh, here we go.
Ah, that's a false puzzle.
It's a false puzzle.
Yeah.
Lies.
That's cool.
Letter L.
That's pretty cool. I like it when they do that.
Yeah, when it's you think this is the solution, but actually, I'm gonna go with. Oh look.
Triple. Trial. Oh, that's yeah. Duh.
Sorry.
No, you're right. You're right.
Hey, we got one.
Oh, what is that?
Very ornate on the outside. It's gorgeous. Look at that pattern.
Yeah.
Seeing this in 4K instead of on my mobile phone screen is so fun. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of detail here.
They did some really cool texture stuff. I like if you look on the outside, they have that like bokeh like lens flare. Like you're almost peering through
yeah,
like
yeah.
an old telescope or video camera or something. It's
That
kinda
is
neat.
really nice. I'm glad you mentioned that because I hadn't really noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
It's
nice.
like where the light hits whatever you're looking at in the right direction. Oh, hey, another note.
All right.
207.
May 18th. Malacaster returns with the rubbings from Egypt. The pattern continues. The Tibetans call the null element space. To the Hindus, it's ether. And now to the Babylonians, it is simply up. The other direction. The realm of Ishtar. Of Yet more significance is the reoccurring presence of the hexagonal glyph. The same symbol, repeated in cultures separated by countless centuries in the span of the globe. Who will tell me now that this is idle superstition at work? When my hands hold the first distilled sample, they will recognize me. Presently, the skeptics have one more in their number. Malacaster has quit my service. Malacaster.
So fancy. Yeah, there's some more Egyptian-like references.
Oh, here we go.
Ah, yes. I like how you can like play around with that.
It's the right shape, but the hole isn't tall enough.
Oh, okay, so you have to figure out how to slide the bottom part out or something.
Don't think that we're going to do
Or-
anything to this.
Yeah. Oh, focus ins on that. Okay. Are
Oops.
any of those studs interactable?
Yeah, I was trying to see. See if there's any like false pieces. Ooh, look, what's that?
It's a key 5, key.
I see
wait.
E5 and
Yeah.
2, 3.
What? Huh.
So this, I try to interact with this.
Yeah, it has
The safe dot, but there's a piece missing.
there's like a dot at the top left and 2 dots at the top right.
Yeah, interesting. Spin around the box again real quick here. There's something about this that we haven't quite figured out yet.
Oh, okay. Can you slide that top?
Here we go.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
Oh, are you like tilting?
As,
oh, neat.
as I
This is-
tilt, it is
This
as I
is-
tilt my camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a very mobile game.
Yeah,
mechanic.
yeah,
Tilt your
yeah.
phone.
Yeah, absolutely. I like these. These are fun.
Yeah.
These are well designed. You have to line up the picture so that it makes
Yeah.
the correct shape.
It's funny because everybody like the game that does that pretty well too was Subliminal. And this game had been doing it as well, like where you lock the camera in and solve a puzzle that way. Is really cool. I kind of wonder how they do that. Like, I think you just kind of maybe record the camera position, and then once it's at that position in rotation or whatever, then you solve that puzzle.
Yeah, that is interesting. That would be curious to like. It's got to have some kind of like ray tracing. I feel like.
We talked about that in our server one time, and because someone was talking about Subliminal, like how do they do that, and it's trickier than you think.
I mean, you might be right though about just like recording what the correct position is, and then having like a tolerance, and then once you are within the position,
right?
That is an interesting way to try to solve that.
I know the star.
Oh, you're right. We know where to
the star
go.
goes. Cool.
Ew.
Oh, they all went down.
Here we go. June 21st. Take note of this date. It is the most significant in human history. I've done it. A human subject was required. The catalyst was my own being. Fatigued by my studies, I entered the chamber without disabling the mechanism. When I regained consciousness, I had succeeded. The null element is beyond curious, being neither quite energy nor matter. I have already made great strides in its study, specifically in how it refracts the light. Tonight, I open the wine.
I love how over the top AS is. He's like, I'm just so fancy. Good for me.
Okay.
Ah,
Gold
okay,
knight,
so
white knight, an inventory object, a button, of unknown purport. Okay, we have no weapon here. We have a sword,
or
a mace, an axe, and I bet we're missing a weapon here, but we need to
yeah.
add something there. But let's go back to our...
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Nope. 1, 2. Well, 3 worked. So is it 4? Yeah, you might have solved it.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yay for guessing randomly. Oh, this is the puzzle. This is
Oh,
it's
5, 3, 2,
actually I don't
3?
think those, I think
Or are
that
they keys?
I think it just might show you which side to go on, because there's two sides, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
so one of them is 5, 2, I think. 5, 2. Maybe
Maybe 2, 5?
2, 5.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, because those were the dashes, so I had it backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's our friend, the large, oddly shaped key.
The oddly shaped key.
Ooh, look at this one. So they've leveled up now,
Oh, neat.
because you can rotate the top and the bottom independently. And also the last one only had 2 positions. You could lock it, 2 90-degree positions, whereas this one, you get full rotation. You can rotate them however you want. So we got, what we're trying to get is this, I think.
A left-hand wave with 2 legs out.
Oh, I like it. All right, let's see if we can figure this out. Okay, but it has to be reversed, right? So that.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right.
That, right? Is that right?
I mean, realistically, yeah, that would be how you'd have to do it. I'm interested if they solve it that way. They do.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right. Circular plate with a star emblem.
It's a 6-sided star instead of a 5-sided.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, this is clearly a dial for something.
Yeah. That?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Let's try. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll just put this away for you. All done now.
The second seal is open. Putting that in was apparently the second seal.
Okay. That's definitely something like doing that kind of thing in real life would be really hard to do.
Exactly. That kind of a thing. And also, if you look at these pieces and the size of the box itself, the pieces don't physically fit in the same space together. Like if you look at the box and the internals, like they wouldn't. I don't think maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think they realistically physically fit.
It definitely gets really challenging.
Ooh, look at all of these fun levers and things. There's so many fun levers.
Like some kind of Dr. Seuss machine.
Love it. All right, so. Oh, here we go.
What? I like how it like slowly slides down.
So we've seen a number of those around, I feel like. Those symbols and shapes. So what do we got here?
Non, EST, AD, Astra, Wallace, E, Terrace. VI is 6.
Yes, 6.
Okay. 5 plus 1.
Something is missing.
Something was missing before.
Okay, so there's a key needed there. There is.
Very, very involved puzzle, this one. If you look through your telescope, do you see anything on that panel?
Oh, that's a good. No.
Nah. Nah.
Let's see. The one thing I'll say is it does like give you a limited like a bottom floor of your verticality. So like if I try to go down, there's a maximum amount that I can go down.
Yeah. So you're not intended to look underneath it or anything like that.
Right.
Oh, so those little tiny triangles. So it definitely looks like there's a missing gear.
I think there might be
I think
several.
yeah, you're right. So it looks like we need to like somehow find a. Wonder what that is. That's like the triangle.
It is like the triangle. I
The
thought
other
I had seen another one of these somewhere, but I don't remember where.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
look,
yeah.
look.
Yep.
Ooh.
Huh. Okay. Dang. Looks like a
Oh, look.
spaceship. Oh, yeah.
See the
Okay.
4? So if
Yep.
you look at it here, the triangle's in the right spot. This one's in the right spot. This one's in the right spot. So we got to find this one and
You can
rotate
find
it.
Pac-Man.
Got to find Pac-Man. Well, it's the circle. Whatever one has the circle on it.
Wait, you can zoom out at the bottom right. See that pillar? Right down there. Yep.
Oh, there it is. And you can see it in the background.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Now can open that up. Oh boy, a rubber band.
An elastic
MacGyver
band.
this.
Yes. And a large
Large
cog. Very appropriate, I feel like. We need to have
Yes.
a large cog. Say,
COG's
off.
always good.
cogs are good. Though this one is missing a G, I'm afraid. But
Yes.
I spell cog with 2 G's.
I mean, I don't think there's any other appropriate way to do it.
Oh, look, here's this one. Which means that I just randomly hit this the right one. Like, just
Yes.
randomly.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So that's the one you were thinking of.
That's the one I was thinking
totally-
of, yeah.
Totally forgot about that.
Here's a fancy key slot.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's go. I'll bet the rubber band needs to go. Well, is it though?
I think what it is.
Can I use it
if
here?
I had to take a guess, the big cog has to go in one of those 3 slots, and the rubber band's probably going to help it get the rest of the way or something.
Oh, here we go.
So it looks like those 3. Yeah, these 3 things.
Oh, look.
Oh. Okay.
A small screwdriver. I think I know what to do with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say we needed that somewhere. Yep.
Lefty loosey. No, righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Oh, looks like we could do some damage here. Oh, okay, so
A peculiar folding key. Ah, I see.
What?
Up here.
Oh, that's cool. Swiss Army key.
Swiss Army key. Wait, let me see it again. Okay.
Yeah, it's a T at the top for sure.
Is it-
Oh,
no, it's backwards. There we go. I think that's it.
yes. Cool. Maybe it's above it.
Oh, it opened.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There's another gear.
A medium-sized cog. So here, I can take this off again if I need to.
Yeah, probably saying. Okay. Oh, okay. So each column. All right. Solves for the next one. So.
Okay, so then I need to take this off, and then build 2 here. Oh wait,
You put that
the
rubber
rubber band. That's it.
maybe. Oh yeah.
Well
Okay.
called, sir. Well
Cool.
called. There we go. Okay, I just want to take a minute and like talk through that because that was a cool puzzle. Like that was very intricate, and it kept meaning like this piece of the puzzle was way more like obviously complex than a lot of the other pieces, and so.
Yeah.
And then what it had you kept doing is you had to kind of keep going, doing another thing, and then coming back, and then that would give you something to go somewhere else, and then come back, and then you could go somewhere else. And so it kind of almost becomes like a central mechanism, and then you have to like bounce back and forth to it a lot, which I'm trying to kind of envision in my head the flow graph, the like puzzle graph, because you could in theory, and this is maybe a good design principles, like you could map out this whole thing into a flow chart, right? Of like where people could do things when.
Well, even with that, they had, remember that 4 symbol quarter cut circle part of the puzzle?
Yeah.
So like that one we just happened to find because it was within our camera view.
Right.
So that was something that I'm sure that they probably were looking at, like how can we get this to where the player can like see one of the puzzle parts as they're solving it, to be able to solve it later is kind of neat.
A long, narrow steel tube. Oh. The top came off of it, which is some kind of small key, and it contains inside of it a paper. 605. And a house. Key.
Revelations, what was it?
605.
605, okay. Like a little grandfather clock thing, pendulum. That little thing you saw.
Yeah.
Down there at the bottom. So yeah, it's like a clock. Oh.
That's all stopped working.
Yeah.
I need to find a keyhole of some kind.
If you look on that panel on the left.
Oh, this one.
Is there like a little?
Yeah, there it is.
There's that symbol again. The hexagon symbol.
Wait. Whoa.
Whoa.
Sorry, I accidentally minimized my screen somehow.
Oh, okay. We saw nothing.
Wait.
Yeah, that might be it.
Got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, it's a shield.
Oh, so it wasn't, maybe that wasn't a weapon.
Yeah, but that has to be it, right? Oh no.
Maybe. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so
a gemstone. Gemstone.
Are we solving for the Tesseract gems and just trying to like get all the stones for what is that gauntlet glove?
Oh,
Yep, that was
what is it? The not the Eternity Stones. Infinity Stones. Infinity Stones. All right, I think this is a time. I think that
Yes.
that's 605. Right?
I thought it was like a biblical verse. Do you want to hear what
Oh,
Revelations
I mean,
5:6
that
or
is what.
6:5 is?
Go ahead.
And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." Kind of freaky. I don't know if it's any relations, but I just thought that was kind of cool.
I'm sure it was intentional.
Yeah. So you've got that little dial on the bottom right moving as you're moving that little arrow.
I think it's moving independently, though. I don't think it's actually
Oh, is
responding
it?
to me.
Oh, okay. Oh, I wonder. So that is making noise when you're turning it, right? I turned off the video.
Just slightly.
Okay. Yeah, because I wonder if it's like a safe where if you maybe listen to it. Um, the question is, if it is 605, how to represent that without any dials?
I know, without the
It, are we able to, I know it sounds weird, but that top right one.
Oh, look!
Oh,
Look!
okay.
Look!
There you go.
All right. Okay. All right.
When you get stumped, use the monocle looking thing.
There we go.
Cool. It was a long puzzle there at the end.
Yeah, that was. Ooh, it's very
Oh,
ornate
that's
on
so
the
pretty.
inside. Look at that.
That's cool.
Okay. It's cool. Yeah, so they do these games in chapters. I don't remember how many chapters there is in this first one.
Yeah. Let's see.
Chapter 1 took us about an hour.
Yeah.
They're not super long. I think the first one is the shortest of all of them. They get more complex. And I think in this one, they mostly focus on just one, like this one table with this one set of puzzles. Whereas other ones get way more complicated with a lot more rooms to explore.
Yeah, generally it's usually like this. You've got one object, you're trying to open parts and pieces of it. So this one feels like astrology to me anyways.
Yeah, I mean it's a little campy, right? I mean these are things that are very easy to sort of just throw in there in a sort of. Yeah, that's why like the thrust of the game is the puzzle solving. And the puzzle solving is really meticulously designed and it's usually very clever. Some of the other aesthetic things, they're just sort of thrown in there haphazardly.
Yeah. That looks yep. What is that, like a lever.
July 15th. My research into the null element continues at pace. Given the nature of its origin, I am increasingly convinced that it is somehow tied to my very soul. Its properties are becoming clear. It derives a colossal energy from somewhere. I fashioned a device through which to channel and focus it, but I'm fearful of further experimentation. I lack the understanding to control it.
Yeah, so that if you go back to that letter, that image in there is like the symbols that we've been solving for the bottom right one. So
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now it's interesting. We still have this picture for one That's kind of interesting that we still have it.
Yeah.
And this is so cool. You actually have another puzzle to solve entirely in the inventory menu.
Yeah.
This is so neat. I love this like so much.
Yeah.
So you have a little ball, and it can go along various things.
Oh.
And so you have to that's right, because you have to do this.
Yeah.
And you have to take it along the track, which then allows you to kind of move it in progress. Oh, see the psych out. That was
Go back a little bit.
Go back a little bit. Let's try this one.
Yeah, ultimately it's trying. I'd almost figure out what line takes you that one.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Well, that's not helpful. How the heck do you?
No, I got it. That was it. That was it. You were right. There it is.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
You're right. Maze solving
Another
problem
key.
101. Start at the end. Work your way to the front. An ordinary key. How incredible. Instead of,
like a heavy one or
a Swiss Army knife one, or
right.
We're going to get a Swiss Army knife one. Look at that.
Oh, weird. Well, huh.
That
Is
looks
that
like
Ohio?
I was going to say it. It always has been, Wes. It always has been.
That's funny. That definitely looks like it opens up.
Oh, yeah, it totally opens up. Let's see if we can find the keyhole.
Ordinary key for an ordinary keyhole.
Ah.
Oh. Yeah, it almost looks like a dial, safe dial that unlocks the pins as you go. So I wonder, so if you go there, and then at that one go backwards, and then try the other end. Yeah. And then you just have to see.
What?
Yeah. So.
Sorry, it's actually very hard. The
rotation. Okay, yeah. And then hopefully the rest of the way. Yeah, cool.
Very clever. A small square peg. That's the other thing too, is like there isn't anything interactable here, but looking at the rest of the object can give you a hint as to where to fit it.
Yeah, like it's shaped and...
Because just by looking at its default image, you don't necessarily get a sense of how the back of the piece looks.
Yeah. It's a frame for a piece
of paper, yeah, with a viewing lens, but there's apparently nothing.
Can you put the photograph in there?
Oh, Wes, look at you. You are just like...
Yeah, okay.
Obviously, we need to...
Oh.
What?
That's cool.
Sigil.
Or sigil, yeah, sorry. Cool.
That, I don't think you could do on a real puzzle box.
No, most likely not. Unless they somehow like make holograms work a certain way.
Ooh, fancy.
Sigil.
All right, so
Sigil.
we've got this. That's the same
does
pattern.
Look familiar.
Oh, hey, what happens if I do this?
It all falls apart.
Yeah, this the whole box just collapses.
This one.
Oh, there is a thing here that I can do.
Oh. So that's interesting. So this is a reveal that is not like through that iridescent looking glass thing. You know what I mean? Like when the last puzzle we had that kind of see-through glass looking iridescent texture.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
But
because it
this
doesn't
is
have
wood.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, look at this.
So
So,
you
so let me go back and re-show that puzzle again because that was really neat.
yeah.
There was this first piece was locking the wheel in place, which you had to show this to reveal the wheel. You unlock the
Right.
wheel, then you could turn it around, put the one piece into it, and then put it down here, and then the other piece
Yeah.
to reveal the hole. Which
So
is
it's kind of exchanging it.
yeah, which is the hole for this thing. And notice it had the symbol above it to indicate
Yeah.
for you that this is what you needed to be trying to solve.
Right.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm sure there's was quite a bit of play testing to be like, hey, is this too obvious or not obvious enough? And, like, trying to
Yeah.
find ways to kind of
Yeah,
guide.
yeah, yeah. It's that fine line, right? Of like, how do you give your player enough where they feel like they're figuring it out on themselves and
Yeah.
not making it too obscure and too difficult. And that's like you were saying earlier, that's the adventure game challenge. It's like,
Yeah.
how can I make this clear enough that the player can get it, but you also don't want to be too obvious because then the player's just like, yeah, I know I'm doing this now. This is boring. But there's that
Yeah.
sense of reward of like, oh, I got it. I figured it out. And then there's that not sense of reward where it's like, click on this one pixel right there.
I will tell you, man, the missed games, especially like the later ones, they did not handhold at all. Like it was, you really had to think about those things.
Myst 4. I remember playing Myst 4.
Yeah.
And Sigil. I thought I spelled Sigil.
Yes.
Sigil. Yeah, Myst 4 had there was like a color puzzle and it
Yeah.
was insane. Like absolutely insane. And we had looked it up and we looked up how to solve it. And even after understanding the solution, it made no sense.
Oh wow.
Myst 4
Yeah,
is
they have some
actually
very.
yeah, Myst 4 was my favorite aesthetically. It was the pinnacle of having real life actors in a 3D-dimensional environment, which was Myst's thing right from the very beginning,
Yeah.
right? But that was the fourth one and it was so gorgeous and the people fit in perfectly, and then in the fifth one they switched to totally CG characters and I think it just ruined the experience for me.
Did you ever play Abduction?
I didn't. It's on my list.
If you like the videotaping of people like holograms telling you the stories, you should definitely play it.
Yeah,
They definitely have quite a bit of that in there.
I've needed to catch up on Cyan World's other games because there's been some cool stuff. Actually, I was considering applying there at one point, probably back in like 2019.
Well, there's Abduction, which was done by the Cyan team, and then Zed is done by one of the designers.
Mm.
So if you ever get a chance to, those are really fun.
Well, here we have our fifth piece of paper. July 29th. A new discovery has shaken me to my core. To investigate the refractive properties of the null element, I fashioned lenses from it. To wear one is troubling and exhausting in equal measure, and I am shown visions that are beyond my comprehension. The visions turn darker the deeper into the earth I go. I have relocated my study to the North Tower. I can no longer visit the wine cellar.
Oh, he can't drink his wine.
Well, it sounds like he had his fill already, so.
Yeah.
Blue crystalline structure
That's cool.
and a semi-hexagonal...
Could you look underneath it?
No, I tried.
Okay.
that was like my first inclination, was trying to look underneath of it.
Right.
Okay, okay. What's
Oh,
this little guy down here? I don't think this
there's a
goes
wheel
here though.
missing. Nah.
Oh, this. I bet I could do something with this. Nope.
Maybe you can't put. Is that where you got the crystal from? That little
Uh,
platform that you were just looking at? I can't remember where you got it from.
I can't remember either. No, I think it was here. No, it was down in the drawer. That's where the
Right.
crystal was. It was in the drawer. I think we probably need to go up top.
Yeah. Oh.
Possibly I should focus on the sides of this box for now. Well,
Wow.
okay then. Uh, so does look like Ohio. This looks like it's something here, but I can't focus on it.
Yeah, it might have to deal with the 4 squares. Oh. So you can look at those things. Is that
You
some kind of...
can. Don't seem to be
Now,
doing anything though.
now we gotta look at all 8
Now
of
we
them
have
or
to look at
whatever.
all of them. To lick each one.
Oh, that's different than the rest of them.
Yeah.
And then...
So I'm looking for a slot to put this.
Oh. What? Can you click and drag?
It gives you 6.
Oh, okay.
Like we up until right now we've been having a pretty good pace.
Yeah.
Wait,
That
wait, wait.
crystal.
Here we go.
Oh. And then Cortana reveals herself.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
Oh, neat. Laser focus.
Laser. A tiny weighted flywheel
Ah, I think I know where that goes.
in the shape of a plus symbol. Oh, this one down here, right?
Yeah. Spinny spin spin. It looks like maybe you pull. Yep.
Some sort of device for reflecting light. And a secret compartment.
Yeah.
A
Man, you're probably
hexagonal
gonna miss
piece
that.
of map. Oh,
Ah.
but
There's too much.
because it doesn't fit.
Yeah, that's not. Wow, can you spin that globe?
Or maybe it's no, it's not quite right.
Is it not the right place?
Yeah.
Like if you look at the map.
Oh, you're
Yeah, that's what I'm
right.
saying.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Look at that. Oh, Wes, you're amazing.
Oh, there's one.
A
That one
crank.
looks like... Yeah.
Always got to have a good crank. All right, let's take a look at this. So,
Is there a side of that you can put the crank on? That part? No, that's just a
no,
bolt.
doesn't seem to be.
Can you... Is that a little thing can open up?
I tried. I
No.
swear I tried. All right, we'll find somewhere to put it. All right. Okay. Laser. Is that a thing?
Cranky? Yeah. Let me
Wood.
guess. If it's wood, yeah. Oh, that's cool. There's that null
Oh,
object
you
thing.
can turn this.
Oh, okay. Oh, weird. I don't know what they're trying to do. It looks perfect. There you go. Yeah, I think that might be it. Yep.
Got it. An intricate wooden box.
Ooh.
It's very intricate. I have a feeling I know. Whoa! That was entirely accidental.
This reminds me of what was that horror movie? Dude, now it's gonna kill me.
Well, it is a horror movie, so.
Yeah.
Ew. What the? What am I looking at here? Put this on and try it again. Looks exactly the same, no matter what. Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's what the movie was. Hellraiser. They had a box. They'd solve just like what you're doing. Actually, that was one of the positions, strangely enough. That's really cool.
Hmm.
So I find it interesting that like one of the hints was, hey, you can't do anything on this top table part yet. Like look at the other sides before you come back here.
Yeah, that is interesting. What do you think
Like there
about
must
that?
I think that they must have done some play testing and some people were like really adamant about like playing with the top part.
Hmm.
Um and probably just
Interesting.
like spent a lot more time on that than they intended.
I see. Okay. Yeah, my inclination was actually that I didn't like it initially because I felt like it was like slapping my hand. Don't look at this right now.
Yeah.
Don't want you to look at this. But now that you say that,
I mean, I would argue that like why not do a small puzzle to like hide the top table part
right. Yeah,
and
that
then
was
and then reveal it once you get far enough. Obviously that's harder to do. Yeah, it's another mechanic you got to add in or something.
right. It would be another layer.
Yeah.
But they have this so they're still they just
Huh. You
cuz they
can't move that telescope.
no, you can look through it, but it doesn't really show you anything that seems to be. Oh, you know what I'll bet it has to do with is this.
Maybe. Or uh maybe oh, yeah, you're right. Can you look through? No. Man, it just looks like spider webs. Wonder what that means. Because it definitely looks related because of the grid.
Right. And it's right above the grid too.
Yeah. Um,
Like we're missing something here.
can you? Well, yeah, I was gonna say you can't look through the monocle through this.
No, no, it doesn't let you do that. Whoops. Let's see. What?
Oh, well, aren't you clever?
Oh, oh, the cleverness of me.
You know, to be honest, like I didn't think that that object would fit in that space.
No, neither did
I
I.
thought it was gonna be much bigger than what I saw. Cool, cool glowies. So those symbols look like the grid.
Oh,
symbols.
good. That's a good inclination.
Oh, something moved. Did you see that? On
Yeah.
the right side?
Wait. Oh.
Yeah, when you closed it or something, it like that. Yes, see it? That new one opened on the left.
Oh.
Yeah. So what does like? There's only a certain amount of time that gets powered, and then
Maybe
it
you need to
closes
go
again.
around the whole thing. Maybe pushing this.
Is there another one? Another one? Another one? Yep. Yep. Oh,
Oh,
there's a bet. Tibet, I think.
Tibet. Oh, and you can go the other. There's two of them.
Oh. Oop. Yes.
Okay. We have accomplished. Now they're all closed. Or still open, but it doesn't
Yeah.
have anything. Okay. So we now have the fancy key thing.
That is a Swiss Army key.
That is a
That
Swiss
is
Army
literally.
key. What we got? We got oh, that's
Teeth up.
complicated.
It's teeth up on the
Wait,
right
why does it have it
and a.
outlined? That's not fair.
Oh.
That's cheap. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's too easy.
It makes it way too easy.
Or maybe it's a red herring. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Maybe that's it.
Boo. maybe
It's too
maybe
easy.
actually it's not too easy. Maybe it's just that
See,
one.
again, I'm very curious about like the
The
play
play
test for this,
testing. Yeah.
because
Yep.
I'm sure people are like, "Duh, that's it," and they're like, "No, it's not. Let's make it more obvious." Actually, can you go? Wait, no, never mind. That's a note. I thought that was a
I
clue.
think
That's just a note.
yeah, I think we read that note already.
Yeah.
Let's look for
Oh.
that didn't do anything. I didn't get anything for that.
I didn't get anything.
I like
So-
get stuff.
Wait a second. Yeah, I was just gonna say, when did you get that telescope thing? I don't remember. Oh, that was in
the top pieces. Yeah, it was
top
up
piece,
one of the
yeah.
top. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this is interesting.
Huh.
Oh, there's
Oh.
the laser.
Neat. Bow. 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 Whoa. Oh,
Oh, there's
weird.
two
Is it
sides.
supposed to?
They each have
is it
two
supposed to-
sides.
Is it supposed to bounce on those little diamonds in the center? Yeah. Oh, okay. Those are like the mirrors. Oh, weird. Oh, that was cool. It got really complicated there. Hey, we found Ohio. Ah, that's cool. That
Okay.
kind of reminds me of the temples in Lauren's been playing Breath of the Wild.
Mm.
They all had like astrology symbols in some of the temples or whatever.
We were
That's kinda
actually,
cool.
my daughter and I were just I have a little app on my phone that shows you where the actual constellations are in the sky. And
Oh,
so
really?
we had just read a book about the constellations, and so we were going through the book. Or
That's
going
cool.
through the app, and we were talking about, here's Orion, and here's Taurus, and here's
Yeah.
here's the one in the book that you talked about. We went and saw that one, and there was what's the like Polaris, and it's really cool because in the app you can they have like a grid, and then they have the constellations outlined. But you can also turn them off, so you can just see what the stars look like by themselves, and you can kind of like
Yeah.
it was really fun talking through
Are
the stars.
are you able to see it where you live, or do you have to go someplace that's darker?
Um, I haven't really tried to do a lot of stargazing where I live.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it would be great necessarily,
You
but
you guys are close to the park there. You could probably go there sometime and look, because I think it'd be dark enough. You know
you
what I'm
mean
talking about?
like the Metro Park,
During Woods. Yeah.
Sharon Woods? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how late they're open?
Till dusk.
Okay.
So like whenever it gets dark.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I think it would be cool to do that, but I think they usually close
They
before you can get good
they might
stargazing.
do some night hikes. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be really, yeah, if they did that. Come on. Aha.
Oh, okay. Yes. So
So
because
1,
projection,
2, 3,
so
4, 5. Okay, got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's our last piece. And another letter from AS. August 9th. The circle were right all along. How could I have been so blind? I have discovered a passage in their scriptus noci, an incantation lacking the energy source to drive it. Well, I have such a source. This night I summoned Azeroth, whom the Babylonians called Ishtar, prince of accusers and inquisitors, and he who can discover all secrets. Once correctly bound, all knowledge of the null element can be mine. I can barely contain myself. There is so much to prepare.
we're like solving these little puzzles, and he's like interacting with gods and stuff.
All right. Here we go.
Whoa. That's cool. I love these things when they're like
The intricate
mech unveiling.
Whoa.
That's cool. Yeah, see? Astrology.
Or, I mean,
I'm
just
trying to fit
astronomy.
astronomy, yes, yeah. Oh, so this is the second part of this puzzle.
Yes. And now you actually can't even go down into the bottom part anymore.
Yeah, I'd love to see how they set up their cameras and their positionings, because that's got to be a developer's nightmare of like how many cameras you got to keep track of and
I don't know.
interpolating between each one.
I mean, these days, I would just use Cinemachine, and you could very easily set all this up. I don't know if they would have had access to Cinemachine, though. I mean, this was 10 years ago. And Cinemachine is really not coming to maturity except the last couple of years. So, no, you might be right. I think they probably would have had to create potentially their own camera management system.
Yeah. We used to do that back in the day with like a 2D side scroller game. I guess it was 3D, but it was like only across the horizontal plane. And we had to have one camera that was focused on the player and one that was focused on where the camera would be, and you would create nodes between each position as you went through the world left and right. And sometimes it was great, and sometimes it was like, oh my god, like how do you get to this point and figure out how to make it lock in where it's supposed to and look at where it's supposed to. But yeah, Cinemachine nowadays is a lot easier.
Well, I'm trying to remember. Was this thing that we're playing with right now, was that inside of the box from the very beginning?
Yes. Well, okay, so that's a good question. I
don't remember.
I remember because
we had the black box.
Opening.
Oh, because it opens up.
It opened up to that triptych thing with like it was.
But that wasn't inside of this wasn't inside of that box, was it? I don't remember. Scale is weird in this game sometimes. All right. August 15th. Something is wrong. I followed the incantation to the very letter. Azeroth did not appear. There were no answers to be had. More questions. The visions have increased. They gather to me, and I cannot stay in one place for long. I try to monitor them, but the lenses hurt my eyes. I have a mixed solution for the pain. For those that follow and find this journal, I lack the power to describe this. There is no concept within the human sphere with which to explain it. The house is so much larger now. There are rooms everywhere. I thought there was only one room, because it's not the rooms. Too much?
You tear me apart, Lisa. That was from the movie.
Yes, yes. I have not seen it, but I know of what you reference.
You don't. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah, it's just nonsense. It's great nonsense, but
It's enough in pop culture that I understand the reference. You a crank.
oh, this is like that circular slide puzzle, but just different. A little different. Whoa.
That came from nowhere. Oh, hey, here's that phrase again.
That looks, yeah.
Phraseology.
I wonder what that's from.
It's Latin, or at least
Latin, right?
faux Latin.
Via.
Okay. Not sure what I'm looking at here, but
Okay, it translates there to "there is no easy way from the earth to the stars."
oh, look, it's the shiny
Yeah.
board.
It's the shiny board.
The shiny board.
Another null symbol.
Yes,
Maybe.
but I can't
weird.
rotate that. Can I make it? I don't think I can make the shape from here.
Yeah, maybe there's other panels.
I need to rotate this somehow. How can I rotate that? Oh, we looked at this already.
There's another circular slide puzzle on the left, I think, from here. Yeah, right above it.
That one doesn't let you.
Oh, okay. Huh. How do you unlock that one? Like something goes into that. That looks like it already is solved, but you didn't do anything to this, did you?
No.
Huh. Hey, I wonder. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you have to do something else to that, because we've kind of solved it this way so many times. Oh.
Because I already pushed that button, but I didn't see what it did. That's part of my problem.
Well, can you go back to the looking thing and see if it like moved the sword or anything? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, in there. See if it like rotated that.
Well. Oh, I double clicked on it. You gotta be kidding me.
Okay. There you go. That was it.
I just had to double click on it. Just zoom in on it. Ooh. An ancient ornate dagger. I bet I stab it in the middle of the table.
Yeah, just stab the table.
Stab the table. Well, that's interesting.
Cool.
Space means nothing here.
Yeah, just somehow had room for all of it. Oh. Ew. Connect 4. Huh. What? Oh. Interesting.
Let's see. I push this button again. Okay. Ah! Aha! All right.
You thought you were done with this.
Let me see it one more time. Okay. This is like those old Mega Man passwords.
Yeah. There you go. Does it work? There you go. Spinny spin. Always spinning. Yay. And now that's the eyeball.
Oh,
Bit
here
of the
we go.
sword. Whoa. Okay.
Oh, look, there's a new symbol.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go over here. It's gonna stop it in a
Okay.
specific position. There we go.
Dang. There's an eyeball.
A large gold amulet.
Cool.
I'll bet it goes here.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Our 1 minute of fame is gone. See ya.
Oh, what's this now?
Oh, now you can spin the center. For what reason, I have no idea.
Did I line it up? Doesn't seem quite lined
Not
up,
quite,
does it?
almost.
Okay. Oh.
Oh.
I see. Do I see?
So it looks like those arrows line up to a position in... Yeah, but what is that? So the first one had one hole, this has two holes. And then this arrow has one hole in the center.
Huh. Let's go to the... Because it was at this one originally.
Yeah. Which was two holes in the second from the top. Do they stay that way? Yeah, they probably
They
do.
rotate. Aw.
So that's cool, I guess. So like you've got those holes. What did they mean?
What does that mean?
Oh, you can. Well, you can look. You can't interact with it, right?
Doesn't seem to be able to interact with it.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Oh, that is empty. That's open over there.
Oh,
It's interesting.
that's not what you
it's
can
not
normally see.
not when I.
Yeah. Huh.
Okay.
I was gonna say, yeah. Can you see that only through the looking glass?
Yes. Only
Okay.
through it.
Yeah, because I don't see that here, but yeah, you could definitely see that hole down there.
Oh. Oh, maybe this is a good time to explore the hint functionality.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't tried that yet.
All right, so here's the hint button. Let's push it, see what happens. So, okay, that's right. They give you 3 clues.
Okay.
And
Oh, it goes away. can you see it again if you go to your pause menu, maybe?
Well, so if you click on it again, it'll give you the next level up of the clue, and then each level up, so 1, 2, 3, will give you more and more an in-depth.
Where I assume the last one is you just do this. This is the steps.
Basically. This is interesting, though. The hint suggested that maybe there was something that this building had to do with the buttons you were supposed to push. So if there's the 2 at the bottom, 1 at the top middle. So it's like 1 at the top middle. The 2 at the bottom. The 1 in the middle there. And then the 2 of the... Okay, so that was middle, 2 there, 2 at the bottom.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, very clever. And that's
Oh,
the
hey,
null
that's
object,
the
I think.
thingy thing.
Yeah. There's another Infinity Stone.
Yeah, the energy source harnessing the null element.
Next.
The null symbol.
Yeah, it's part of it.
Ooh. I'm
Cool.
now here. At
That's
a
really neat.
weird Stonehenge replica.
I think this would be difficult to do in real life too.
It might be challenging, Wes. You're right.
You just have to summon the nether plane, and you can do something like this. That's cool.
Had a guess?
This won't be bad for any reason.
No, there's no reason that this would be a bad thing at all. No way is that going to be a bad thing.
That's cool.
All right. Well, we've been at this for 2 hours. I think we might read our
Yeah, I was
note
gonna say
here.
this is probably a good stopping point. Where am I? Yeah. Yeah, I
Yes.
think it's just a puzzle box. Like I don't think they necessarily mean one thing to the next, but just another one.
All right, our last letter from AS before we move on. A queer sense of movement, not quite turning, not quite falling. I felt myself cross the threshold, and the visions abated. Perhaps they only served to drive me to this place. The route back closes behind me, but a way forward opens ahead. Something is drawing me on. In case you're with me, I will try to guide you along the path. I pray you never came. I pray you are just another of my dreams.
Nope. We're here.
We're here.
Also,
Yes.
where's the bathroom?
Also, where's the bathroom? There's no need of the bathroom on the null plane. All right, so that is the first 2 hours or so of The Room, which
Yeah.
again, one of a four now 5 series game.
Yeah.
With just some really cool, clever puzzle design solving.
Yeah, and of note, I was talking about Fireproof Games as the developer and publisher.
Yeah.
This is really all they made. Like,
Right.
they did another game called I forget. It was another game, but out of the 6 games they did, it was the Room games that they made. So, but it's cool. I need to play the VR one because that one's gonna probably be really neat. That was made in 2020, so it's a couple of years old. But
Okay.
um,
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I've really had a great time with this game, all of these games. I think they've been super interesting. Yeah, I love the puzzle solving. I think a lot of it's clever. It's really hard to do a game like this where everything is puzzle solving and not have any degree of like what's next? What am I supposed to do next? What's the
yeah,
next piece? Like it's really hard to never hit that moment. Just because you are the one designing the mechanic, you're the one who's thinking through how to build everything. You understand at any point what all of the tools are available, and the player just might not always have everything in their head, especially like the goggles thing. Sometimes you're just like, what am I supposed to do next? And you put the goggles
yeah,
on and you're like, oh, it's so obvious. But like if you miss that, oh yeah, I need to put on the goggles next. And then sometimes I've had the opposite experience where it's actually like you need to, like the goggles don't actually reveal anything to you. In some of the other games you're like, what do I do next? The goggles aren't the goggles have failed me. What do I do next? There was this really there in I think it's in Old Sins. Old Sins focuses primarily on there's this intricate building like it's a model of the house. And what you're doing is you're
yeah.
learning about AS's past and background and kind of like how he ends up where he ends up. And you're going through the whole house. And at this one point, you've kind of opened up the house. It's probably about 2/3 of the way through the game, maybe. You've opened the whole thing up and you can see into all of these rooms. And one of the big mechanics is you like go into each room with the lenses. You like
Yeah.
magically teleport inside of the room. Well, at some point, you have this little model of a guy and there's like these slidey pathways and it will teleport from room to room, and what you have to do is you have to get him into the right room, but you have to like reconfigure how the teleport pathways work, and you're just trying to think because there's like 4 or 5, 6 rooms, and you're trying to move him between each one and get him to come out in the right spot so that he'll slot into the thing. And I just remember spending a lot of time in that, like turning the house around and like looking at the rooms and like trying to figure out where each path would go. And it was just like,
You you
like
know what
I
my ultimate indicator of a good puzzle game
okay,
is
tell me.
when you gotta pull out a notebook and write stuff down. That's a good puzzle game.
Excellent.
Because every missed game, it was like, this is a point where I really have to write things down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I think that a critical rule about making a puzzle game, especially something kind of like this or something that's escape room like, and this is actually like a critical rule of escape rooms, is that you should never ask your players to depend on any exterior tools or knowledge.
Right.
Everything that you need in order to solve all of the problems should be able to be available to you right then and there. And there was
Yeah.
actually what's gotten very popular, especially after COVID and things, was escape rooms as like board games. And so you buy them. I don't know if you've done any of these before, Wes, but they have like a deck of
No.
cards that are
Yeah.
numbered, usually like up to 100 or whatever. And you lay out the cards at the very beginning, and then you flip. It tells you to flip over 1, 3, 7, and 10. And
Yeah.
then on the cards you kind of look around. It's like, oh, there's the table. The table has the number 12 written on it, and so like that tells you got to go flip over card 12, and then card 12 is zoomed in on the table, and then you kind of move through it. And we did this first one, and it was awesome. Like we laid it all out. We were going through all this. Sometimes they'll have like an app with little pieces that you can like
Yeah.
codes you can punch in on the app to kind of have some different additional pieces to it. But you go through it, you flip over all the cards. We got all the way to the end and we were totally within time, but we couldn't figure out the last piece. And we're like, why isn't this working? Like this doesn't make any sense. Like we're just totally confused by it, by the last clue, and it didn't make sense. We finally ran out of time and we had to look up how to solve it. I've never forgiven this game. It was the last card had a picture of what is like laser beams, but
Yeah.
it's a barcode. And you
Oh.
have to take the box of the game, flip it over, and read the barcode, and then punch the barcode in, and that's how you finish the game. But
Oh,
it
wow.
required you to step outside of the boundaries of the game in order to be able to solve the problem at the end. And I
Yeah.
always felt that was basically the game cheated us out of it in the end,
Yeah.
because it was breaking that rule, right? Where instead of having everything right in front of you to solve the problem, you had to actually step outside of the boundaries of the game in order to solve it. And that, I
Well,
didn't like that.
it, so with this game that we were playing, The Room, with the part that had the astrology, um, stars and maps and everything, you didn't need to know like what those different symbols
Right,
meant.
right.
It was almost flair, and even that like one part that was Latin, where I translated that was like just for fun.
Just for
Like it had
fun,
nothing to
just flair.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you didn't need to know Latin or look anything up. And there are games like that, but like they're like um, there's ones where you have to look stuff up, but they're more like you get to win an actual prize in real life or something like that if you
Right,
get to
right.
solve it. But most of the time, yeah, it's like you should have everything within the box to be able to the game itself to be able
Right,
to solve everything
right.
is really important.
Well, I mean, like
And
ARGs become really popular, right? And those totally
yeah,
break all of the boundaries of, like, you can go anywhere, like websites, physical locations, and you have all of these different things that you could potentially. So it's like the world becomes the scope of the potentiality for the game, right? But
yeah,
that's sort of, I feel like that's sort of the contract that you make with your players, is you make the contract that this we are going to say, hey, this, we could do anything here, so you players better be ready to do anything here, because we're
yeah,
ready. But when you, like, I feel like maybe that's what the takeaway is here, right? Is if you're going to build a game that is inherently about solving a puzzle, then you need to kind of create a contract somehow between the players and you, the puzzle master, of what are the boundaries of the puzzle. And once the
yeah.
players understand that, then it's a lot of fun. But if the boundaries are not clear to the player, then your players are going to be really frustrated by what they think is an actual solution to your problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a great breadth of difficulty in puzzle games, and they can kind of cater to a different type of audience. Like we were mentioning before, the Myst games were,
Mm.
I would argue, significantly, some of the puzzles significantly harder than these.
Yeah.
But the reward is seeing like all the different pieces move and the really cool reveals and
Hmm.
animations, bits and whatnot, I think really play successfully for this type of game. And it becomes very obvious that like each puzzle probably isn't meant to be longer than like a minute, maybe two, right?
Mm.
Kind of working on those puzzles to the point where like, if you're working on something and you're like, ah man, I've been working on this for a half hour, you're probably like
Yeah, overthinking it
probably
to a
thinking
certain
too.
degree. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 for sure.
So and I think that's important because like I was saying, like sometimes the Myst games or other games that, I'm trying to think of some other ones, that you either have a larger breadth of places that you have to go to in the game, or you have to like I said, write it down in a notebook and kind of get everything figured out that way. And those are also enticing too, because like you may spend a half hour working on a puzzle when you finally figure it out. You're like, oh my goodness, like it's a different
Mm.
type of reveal in a sense.
And
But
what's fascinating about that is that there are certain games that are not puzzle games at all, but effectively boiled down to that. So I've been
yeah,
playing Elden Ring, which I wasn't expecting to be playing Elden Ring, but a friend of mine bought it for my birthday, and I was like, "Oh, this is interesting. I want to go play this."
yeah,
Beautiful game, by the way. It's absolutely stunningly gorgeous. But I've never played a From Software game before,
right,
and it turned my observation about it is that it's basically an action puzzle game, because what you're functionally trying to do is you're working on the patterns, you're working on the specific like beat to beat movements, and it becomes, if not a dance, at like kind of an under a puzzle basically underneath everything. Is you're trying to figure out what the steps are to solving the problem, and it's so tightly done that you can have people do ridiculous things like what's the guy beats Dark Souls with pizza or whatever, like dumb stuff like that, where they like hook up ridiculous devices and then they like push the button. But it's because it's so tightly tuned that once you know the button presses to push, it basically unlocks the puzzle for you.
Right. Yeah. It's very combat memory, fitted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like if you know the movements and the timing, like that is what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny you say that because like, yeah, technically every game of that kind of genre is that way,
Mm.
but the parameters of how specific Elden Ring that you played, or was
Elden
it?
Ring, yeah.
Yeah. Um, that kind of game like requires it to be very specific.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of cool. Like I think Elden Ring's a puzzle game is a neat
I think that's
talk, I think.
I think that's a really compelling way to think about like more action oriented games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to think of a strategy game like a puzzle, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's value in considering what is the puzzle aspect of your action game too. So we were talking about like what would it look like to draw out a graph of how you would solve these puzzles. And that'd be a very effective thing to do to keep track of your puzzle, and then especially to like make sure you can't get your player into a state where they can't complete their puzzle because they've blocked themselves off somehow. So that's very important practice to do with the puzzle game. But you could totally map that out for an action-oriented game where you sort of map out what are the possible outcomes and actions and combinations of things to lead a player, step them through a particular encounter. I think that could also be very valuable here.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's like those puzzle-like qualities in games are like the designers trying to communicate to the player like an experience, right?
Yeah.
And puzzles don't always tend to go outside of the realms necessarily. Not some of them do, but a lot of them tend to kind of be very specific. So it's almost like, okay, how how did you get to the experience we were trying to portray, right? And a lot of it I felt like in this game was almost bouncing people back into play, where it was like that one moment we were talking about where you're on top of the table and said, don't solve this yet. Keep down there. And I know some of that's either just because of like internal external feedback or whatnot, but it definitely is trying to create a specific experience, and I think that's very fascinating because like I think that that is important for certain types of like people that want us like an easy or hard like experience or whatnot. But it's also important to keep in mind that when creating those things, you have to kind of widen the gap between um, what a player will need to do by themselves versus like how much somewhat hand holding you'll need to get them to where they're not super frustrated and looking at every grain of the wood just to see if that is the part of the puzzle.
I'm that player. I'm that player. I will get to that desperation.
This symbol is different than the other one. There must be some kind of meaning, right? Like, and some games are like that. But like, I mean, I think it's important that when creating difficulty, that you do create a cadence, because otherwise, if you go from difficulty 1 to 9 out of 10, like one step to the next step, that player might be confused. Like, okay, how hard is this going to be?
Right.
And how difficult should I like really think about that?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of important when you're thinking about design, is like this gradual difficulty realm, or like how the pattern works. Like I was saying, how long are each puzzles? That's kind of a good thing to think about, because otherwise, like if a player is working on a puzzle, like I said, for a half hour, normally it was 1 minute, they might be like, is this broken? Is it, which
Right,
is not the
right,
stuff you want them to think about. You want them to think like it's supposed to take a half hour, or
right,
it's not
right.
supposed to take a half hour.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
All right, we're 10 minutes over. We should probably wrap it up. But Wes, this was a ton of fun. Thank you so much for suggesting it. It was a good time, good conversation. Yeah, really, really good time. So yeah, this is the Central How Game Developers Group. We have our next meeting is our
It
regular
should be
game dev
next.
meetup.
Yeah, it should be next Saturday. It'll be an online event too.
Yeah,
So
this coming Saturday on the 25th.
yeah, so we have a lot of events coming up. So our game dev meetup is coming up on Saturday. That'll be online on our Discord. It's very similar to this. So we'll be doing announcements. We got quite a few different events happening in the summer and spring, so we'll do announcements there and some other things. If you want to present anything game related, if you go to thecog.com. At the top right corner is our social media, and one of them is our meetup group. You can find all our events there. In that description, there is a Google form that you can fill out that allows us to make you a presenter. So if you want to talk about your game or a topic that's game related, we'd be happy to give you some time to do that live. We always enjoy those. Yeah, so there's a lot of cool stuff coming up. I will announce, and yeah, just enjoy being able to take this time with you, Caleb, to do these things. This game was a lot of fun. Um, so yeah, if you guys have any other games that you want to showcase on these events, whether it's your own or something that you thought would be fun, or even a subject that you want to do for a certain month, let us know. In our Discord channel, we have a Let's Play events channel that you can post all that information to. And if you ever have any questions, you can check us out at thecog.com or email us at info@thecog.com as well.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
cool. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Everyone's got to do that. I always like to do that. Yeah.
All right.
So, but
yeah.
anyways,
That's that. And yeah, well, thank you, everybody. And we will catch you next time for Game Dev Meetup on Saturday. All right.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. And we'll catch you later. Cheers.
Yep.
Bye.
See ya.